I started as a young man in my 20s. I was part of a Latino theater group. And there, the director, Carmen Aguirre, who's a very prominent activist artist in Vancouver, she directed the group. And basically it was using the theater of the oppressed as a platform, an expressive and creative platform for us, young Latino community, express what issues we have living in Vancouver, or in Canada. But Theater of the Oppressed, the name came out in the 70s, or like the Augusto Boal, who is the creator of Theater of the Oppressed, based on popular theater Latin America. That name stayed, but it's not necessarily being a person. It's not about being a group of people that are oppressed and a group of people that are oppressors. It's not that black and white, right? It's always conflict. Theater is conflict. We start with the body because the body is the means of expression, is the main language in theater, the presence, the physical space. Yeah. No acting experience is necessary, so these exercises need to be very efficient in connecting the person with the theatrical language, with his and her body, expressive body, with the voice, with emotion. And through that, and through images, creating images of struggle, of concern, of empowerment, of course, also it's not always about the problem. It's also about the solution and the empowerment, the personal empowerment and community empowerment. Yeah, because that's the power of theater. I mean, to get people talking and moving in action as though it was real life. With Kids in Our Neighbor House, we're exploring, and it is the topic of social isolation. So scenes are created based on the community's concerns. What is going to happen is that the participants are going to create scenes, very simple ones, social isolation. We're going to explore the common issues that possibly ourselves and people that we know who have experienced some type of isolation, and at the same time to explore the other part, which is exclusion, which is not connecting with another person. Maybe another person looks very lonely. Why is it that we choose to just not engage? So it's about exploring that. Also, it's very important for the participant to have some type of safety, and it's all up to the participant about how much she and he can do. The emotion, the specific emotion, and has to be there. The state of isolating him or herself. The public will presents that, and then is invited. Okay, well, how do you approach a person who does not want to engage? And that is where the magic appears. The public can come up and propose an idea, act out an idea, and it could go completely the wrong way. It's actually not a good thing to do, but because it's theater, we now know, okay, shouldn't respond that way, because that'll just make that person, in this case, socially, close off even more. But that is okay, because there's knowledge gained from that. But Theater of the Oppressed, it offers a space where community could explore real life issues in a safe space, so they could find ways on how to respond to them in the best way possible. So the outcome is positive and constructive. If you come in and you take the place of an actor, or it is another character in the scene to propose your idea, after you have acted out, and the actors, they would improvise based on what you proposing, or based on their core, like, sort of character needs and desires at that moment. They would respond, After that, there's a brief dialogue between the facilitator, myself, and the person who acted out this idea. And there's another part of theater of the oppressed, it's called invisible theater. Invisible theater is basically creating a scene where there is conflict between one and two people, and the two actors, based on real life situations they've created, acted out in a public space. But the people around them do not know it is theater. They think it is real life. It's not about me knowing the answers and interpreting.
Yeah.
It's about me knowing how to direct or how to move in the direction that needs to be moved, the scene, and also being very aware and sensitive to the audience and to the actors or to the audience that proposes. So basically, I'm just there to organize, but it's the public that bring up the content, and it's very important to just be very conscious of what they're saying. I mean, if I didn't understand, I would ask, and I don't just to be present and say what the right things.
Yeah.
So there is dialogue created, but based out of improvisations. So there are scenes that are created, and there are specific words that are said. There is a script, but it's not necessarily word for word. It doesn't need to be. The power of the moment is what also gives power to the words that are coming out. The actors, they know what to say and what to do because they know what they want at that moment and how they're feeling at that moment. You know, it's our responsibility to see how we respond in the community for the purpose of creating more communities. Dialogue is very important, but theater is action.